Hi everybody, it's Amy from Crafty Cat. I am doing a video on Paper Pumpkin May 2018 Manly Moments by Stampin' Up. This is an alternative to the cards that are in the kit. So the first thing I have is one of the plain like trifold cards that they have in the kit. I punched out the trees. I'm going to put some glue on those. And this comes in the kit. It's one of the punch outs. And I'm using Aleene's tacky glue, but you could use Tombow or dots or any other adhesives. Okay. And then I stamped one of the shields that comes in the kit with Merry Christmas and some little pine boughs. And these are old Stampin' Up stamps from, this one's from 1999 and this one is from 2001. So they're old, but they have things similar to that in their new catalog. They have lots of Merry Christmas stamps and they even have some pine boughs, so that should be easy to find. And I put some dimensionals on the back to pop it up. And I'm going to put that right here, overlapping the flap to kind of hold it closed a little bit. Just like that, see? I'm going to close it, just lift it up a little bit. Oops. Okay. And then I just made a little bow using some twine. This is actually from the You Are My Anchor kit, or the April 2018 Paper Pumpkin. But I know that they have it in their catalog. And then this is ribbon that I had. But Stampin' Up has a lot of ribbons available that you could use, or just whatever you have would work. Okay. I'm just adjusting it a little. I'm going to put some tacky glue on it. I want something that's going to hold it really well because it's kind of thick. And I'm just putting that right at the top of that. Okay. That's a super simple card, but just a good alternative to the kit. And then another card I came up with is using the plain cards that come in the kit. And then I cut one of the cards apart like the one I just used. I just cut it in half and just used part of the wood print. And I'm going to put that at this top end of the card. It does not want to come out today. Right there. Just line it up nice and even with the card that's already underneath. I really like this wood print if you don't want to cannibalize your cards. I know the inside of the envelopes from this kit have that print, and like my daughter used this for her dad for Father's Day, and so I'm keeping it because I'm going to use that paper. But Stampin' Up also sells the wood print cardstock. And then on this piece that I cut off the bottom of that other card, I added some of this gold, it's like cording or twine or something like that. And I know that Stampin' Up has products like that. There's, on page 200, there's metallic thread, and there's also a 1/8 inch gold cord on page 200 of their catalog. So anyway, you could do something like this. I just took 3 strands, I tied them in a knot, and then I put them around to the back and taped them where I wanted them so that they would kind of fan out like that. So I'm just going to put some glue on here to hold this down, and this is going to need a pretty good glue because the dimension of those ribbons is going to make it a little bit harder to hold. But you could do it with any of their cording, like I did on the last card would work, or ribbon. And then I used the Succulents framelit dies, and I know these retired this year. This is a great kit. I just used the largest die and then went on down 3. So I used those 4 dies to make a poinsettia that looks like this. And the way I did that was, and I'm sure we've all seen this, but I'm just going to show you in case some of you aren't sure how to do this. You cut out the die with your Big Shot or whatever machine you have that'll cut it. And then you just need something that's kind of smooth and rounded. And I just use a piece of thick foam. This is like from one of those camping beds or whatever that you can find. But whatever you have, that'll work. And you just swirl it around in the middle until the petals all start coming up in the center. And I know this isn't a novel idea because lots of people do this, but anyway. And then I'm just curling it, each petal around this. You could use a pencil or a pen, but this tool is like a little poker tool. Okay, until it just gives it some dimension. And then I did the same thing to each different size of those petals. And you can see here. And then I just stagger them, which I'm sure you all know from making the succulents. Okay, and I just stacked them up until I had them all glued together, and they look like this. And then I kind of, you know, just fluff them up a little bit. And I put, I glued sequins in the middle. I know Stampin' Up! Has some great sticky sequins that are already sticky on the back, so those would be great too. And then I'm going to take one of these. This is out of the kit as well. It's one of the pop-outs. And I stamped Merry Christmas. It's that same stamp again, but you can use any Merry Christmas stamp that you have. I am not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I don't have all the little fancy things, but you can definitely get them from them. So, and then I was going to place it kind of like that. So I'm going to glue this down. Like right here. Oops. Kind of want it to look a little bit like a tag, you know, and you could use a tag shape if you didn't want to use those ones. But I'm trying to use the kit and show you some ideas. And some glue on the back of that. And I wouldn't use dimensionals on this only because that poinsettia is already pretty thick, and I don't think you would want to make it any higher than it is, or it wouldn't fit in an envelope. And then I took, and I have some green paper, and this isn't Stampin' Up! Paper, it's just paper that I had, and the red isn't either, so I'm not going to tell you colors, but I know that Stampin' Up! Has some great colors. So anyway, I just cut one of the petals off of the die after I cut it, and then I put my finger in the middle and I squish each side, like I bring them together like that just to make a pinch. And this is an idea that I found somewhere on YouTube or Pinterest or something, so I'm not trying to steal somebody's idea, I just use it because it works really well to give you some dimension with those to make it look like a leaf. I put a dimensional on the back, and I'm just gonna kind of hold my poinsettia down because it's still wet. Lift it up and put a petal there. And I did lift these up because they aren't, you know, quite as thick as the poinsettia with all of its petals. And one there. And that's just another idea that you can do with this kit. These, I think, make great Christmas cards. And I know it's early and you're probably thinking, why are you making Christmas cards at this time of the year? But it'll be here before you know it, and I don't want to forget this idea, so I wanted to get it out there before I forgot, or you use up your whole kit or whatever. So anyway, 2 cards, Stampin' Up's Manly Moments, May 2018 kit. Have a great day. Please subscribe.